My boyfriend doesn't want to be with someone as ambitious as myself. I've wanted to be a veterinarian since I was a young girl. As I got older, I gave up on those dreams, but when I turned 23, I decided to give it a go. I went back to school and have since achieved an associate's degree with a 4.0 GPA and have plans to transfer to a university, then go to vet school. Long story short, my dreams don't seem so unattainable anymore. The problem lies with my relationship. With the way things are going, I won't be done with school until I'm 30 to 31. I've always wanted to get married and have kids before that age. But since I decided to go back to school, I've reconsidered when would be a good age to have kids. My boyfriend wants to get married and start having kids this year. Although I would love to start a family, I'm so torn. Me starting a family with him would require me moving states back to my hometown and taking time off from school. Not only that, my boyfriend told me he wants to be with a woman who wants to be a stay-at-home wife. This is a text that he sent me. I do not desire to be with a woman who is as ambitious as yourself. It's great for you that you have goals, but I want a big family and a traditional relationship. If I don't decide to change my plans, he and I are going to move on. I also want a big family, and I have no problem with prioritizing my future family when the time comes. However, I just can't reconcile with the fact that he's asking me to give up the dreams I've had since I was a little girl. I love him so much, and I can't imagine my life without him. And so I have been questioning if I'm making the right choice by staying on this path to being a vet. I know it sounds stupid since I'm only 25, but I've been feeling like if I don't do this now, I might not find someone to marry and start a family with. This conversation with my boyfriend is making me question if men just don't want to marry a woman who puts their career first for a while. Maybe I shouldn't think like that, but it's hard not to. On the other hand, I feel like my boyfriend is asking me to give up my dreams so that he can live out his own. So I guess I just need advice. What are your thoughts on changing my plans to pursue my dreams in order to make my boyfriend happy? Is it worth it? Would I be making a mistake if I let this relationship with someone that I love go? TLDR, I want to be a vet. My boyfriend wants me to be a stay-at-home mom in the future. I can't stop questioning if I'm making the right decision. Update. Thanks for the replies. I read every single one, and the general consensus is that I should not give up my goal of being a vet. A part of me knows that, but I just was second-guessing if I was making the right decision. I really love him and have been with him since I was a teenager. If I'm being honest, I left out some information in order to try to keep the responses as non-biased as possible. I'll now be referring to boyfriend as my ex. Okay, so some important info/answers to some comments that I saw. My ex has known for years about my dreams to become a vet and has only just recently sprang this on me that he doesn't want to be with me if I go through with it. It started with me talking about the cost of vet school. He then gave me an ultimatum that if I go to vet school, then he's going to break up with me. When I told him that I'm not giving up on that goal, he kind of went back on his ultimatum. But then a week later is when he brought it up again, hence my post. So yes, he did ask me to give up being a vet. He told me that I wasn't acting like a lady, that as a woman my purpose is to be a mom and a wife, and that I have no idea how the world works. Another comment asked why I would have to move back to my hometown. I moved out of my hometown and have been in a long-distance relationship ever since. My ex used to tell me that his plan was to move to the new city I live in now, but he randomly decided against that. He was not willing to budge and told me many times that I would have to move back in order for us to be together. This was another point of contention for us. Many people were wondering if he had the resources to take care of a somm and big family. Short answer, maybe for a while. He hasn't had a stable job for months, but he has a good amount of money and assets. It would be okay for the short term, but definitely would not provide the life that he or I have expressed that we would want. I left all of this information out because I wanted to hear people's advice at face value, but I recognize that all of this is pretty important information. I'm not sure if I'm missing any other important questions, so I'm open to answering more if needed. But I think at this point the case is pretty cut and dry. He and I are broken up. I've come to the conclusion that even if I did everything he wanted me to, he would still find something to put me down for and end up leaving me anyways. Sucks, but I guess I'll just focus on becoming a vet, and the whole family thing will hopefully come when it's meant to. Thank you guys again for your comments. I received such great advice, and I appreciate what everyone said so much.